Please close the eyes for a moment. With deep love, remembering all-pervading divinity and the masters, remembering Sri Gurudev, we'll begin with a Vedic prayer. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May God protect us all. May God nourish us with knowledge and wisdom. May we meditate and pray together. May we grow together. May there be no conflict among us. May there be more love, peace, and harmony within and everywhere. I bow to formless divinity who is omnipresent. I bow to all the saints and sages of all times and places. Humbly I bow to the lineage of Kriya Yoga masters. I bow to Sri Gurudev and Sri Guruji on this special occasion. I bow to all the souls in different names and forms in this entire creation. Om. Amen. Good morning and welcome to this bi-weekly discourse. Today, we are here to discuss and remember the teachings of Sri Gurudev. We are celebrating 50th year of Sri Gurudev's coming to West. Sri Gurudev's teachings have been very simple, very practical. Even a beginner, a layman can understand his beautiful teachings and transform his or her own life. Today, I remember one of the teachings of Sri Gurudev. Very often, he reminded us life is an opportunity. So let us try to contemplate on this beautiful teaching of Sri Gurudev. Life is an opportunity. If you read the text Viveka Chudamani, in Viveka Chudamani, there is a verse. It is verse number 3. Durlabham trayam eva etat devanugraha hetukam manusyatvam mumukshutvam mahapurusha sanshrayah. It is very rare indeed to have three things in life. And these three rare things we attain due to the grace of God. What are these three things? Adi Shankar is mentioning Manushyatvam means to get a human birth. Mumukshutvam, a burning desire for liberation. Because we all are bound with our result of action, with ignorance, with many things in this world. And third thing is Mahapurusha Sanshrayah, having refuge or guidance of a realized master. These three things are very rare. Why it is said rare? Because just getting a human birth is not enough. One can be human by appearance, but by nature, by behavior, many of us, we are like animals. And after having the human birth, if we are not trying to grow spiritually and attain liberation, then we will remain continuously in this cycle of birth and rebirth. There is no liberation. And this world is also a world of suffering, as mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. And it is mentioned because God wants to create detachment from unreal things. That's why he's telling. Otherwise, when we grow, when we practice, we start experiencing that this world is nothing but the presence of God. But initially, to create detachment, vairagya, God is telling that everything in the world has some element of suffering. And that's why Sri Gurudev also said that 10% pleasure is always associated with 90% of pain. So once we have the desire for liberation, we try to find a spiritual guide, the Guru, or the company of holy people, and that is Mahapurusha Sanshrayaha. And these three things we get only because of the grace of God. So we can say this life or human birth is an opportunity to create something meaningful out of what we have. It is a chance to explore, to learn, and to grow spiritually. And similar thing we will find in Bhagavad Gita. Lord is telling that this lot of people are there who are striving for spiritual practice, but not everybody is able to attain liberation. If you read the Ramayana, in that also Ramacharitmanas, which is the life sketch of Lord Rama, written by Sant Tulsidas. So in the Uttarakhand, verse number 42, it is written about the human birth. Human birth is for liberation. It is said there, बड़े भाग मानुष तनु पावा सुर दुर्लभ सब ग्रंथ ही गावा साधन धाम मोक्ष कर द्वारा पाई न जेहि परलोक सवारा. It is said by Tulsidas ji, Bade bhag manush tan pawa. This body of a human being is attained by great fortune. Bade bhag. Sur durlabh sab granthi gava. In all the scriptures, it is said that even to get the human body or human birth is rare for the gods. And this is because the human body is the body that is abode of all the means of salvation, which takes one to the door of liberation. Even after attaining this human body, if a person does not attain liberation, will experience immense sorrow here in this world, and paralok means the world after, in the next world, where the soul goes for a short period of time. So, bade bhag manush tan pava. Why it is said that it is rare? Because of great fortune, we attain this human body. So there is a story behind it. Once an animal went to Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma is the creator. And the animal complained that, "Oh Lord, you always give more importance to man. What is special in him? This man has done so much atrocities on us animals that no one has done so." Then Brahmaji, the creator, asked, "How? How is it?" The animal said, "You made one seat on the back of the horse, and this cunning man has made horse carriage to carry 12 people. 7 people are seated here, and 5 are asked to ride after the police station so that he may not be given a ticket for overloading." I'm talking, this is the story in India, not now, but maybe 3-4 decades ago, that overloading of the vehicles. So in place of one seat, the man has put 12 people. Then the sheep came forward and told that, "Oh Lord, you have given hairs to protect me against the cold and remain safe. But this man has shaved the skin and made sweater, muffler, coat, all the woolen cloth. And this poor sheep is shivering in cold. Is it not atrocity?" And moreover, goat said, "Sister, you have hairs which are shaved, but this man has shaved me completely and ate. What has happened to us?" Cannibals cannot eat grass due to their canine teeth. Lion will not eat grass, however old it may be. And grass-eating animal cannot eat flesh due to their flat teeth structure. Only man eats everything: grass, vegetable, or meat. So animal said, "Despite all these unworthy acts, it is said, Bade bhag manus tan pawa." Why not elephant or any other body? Then Creator Brahmaji said, "Your complaint is justified, but let me invite a man also and hear from him." So from humans, one representative went to Creator, and all the birds and animals were sitting on the other side. Brahmaji said, "Man is special because his voice is melodious as compared to birds and animals." Then Cuckoo came forward. "When man is melodious, people say he is singing like cuckoo. This speciality is borrowed from the animals and birds or not?" Man said, "We wear beautiful clothes." Then Deer countered, "That color of your clothes fade away, but look at our skin, which you take off and make your clothes." Then next, man argued that we make good houses, and that was countered by the weaver bird, that we make better houses than yours. Now man said, "We are strong," and lion objected, "You cannot be stronger than me. We call a brave man as lion among the men, Purusha Singha. But no one says to a lion that you are walking like a man." Now think, man has voice like cuckoo, strength like lion, nose is like that of parrot, eyes are like deer. So all the good attributes are borrowed from the animals. Then what is original in man? Man got puzzled and replied that, "I am most cunning and clever." But Crow countered that, "You cannot be more cunning than me." Man said, "I am the most stupid and dumb." And donkey said, "You cannot be more stupid than me." Any stupid person is called donkey. It is in India. If a man is cunning, then he is called crow. And a wise man is called swan, hansa, or we call paramahansa then when one is realized. Strong man is addressed as lion. Beautiful voice is like cuckoo. Man with sharp nose is referred to as parrot. With beautiful eyes, he is called deer. Then Creator said, in these qualities, you cannot win the animals. But the man has a body through which he can do sadhana, spiritual practice. And that is what is said here in this verse. Sadhana dhama mochakar dwara pain jehi paralok samvara. This human body is the means of attaining liberation, and that is why it is said, Bade bhag manus tan pava. With great fortune only one gets the human body. So with this human body only one can do spiritual practice, and it is the door to liberation. I remember another story Guruji has mentioned many times about this human birth. Once a blind person got stuck in a big circle that had only one door, and it was all surrounded by the boundary wall. This blind person was moving around to get out of this boundary wall, but could not find it. Fortunately, a holy man saw him and told that the door is there, but you don't see it. There is one solution to get out, that you move and touch the wall so that you can feel the door. When holy man returned in the evening, this blind man was still there and complaining that there was no door in the wall. Holy man told, there is door. Let me see how you are walking. This blind man started walking, and whenever door was approaching, he got itching. And with both hands, he was scratching his head and missing the door each time while finding the wall in the next step. Holy man explained that the moment you feel itching, the door is right there. That's what is in the big first slide. So either you stop scratching or stop moving. That is the only way to come out. And this is the story of ours. So we are all like blind men walking in this world. When the opportunity comes, we miss it because we are scratching the head means we are busy with all our worldly activities. We are busy with our own play of mind, and we just miss that opportunity and we are not using it. And again, we feel suffering. We feel we are bound. There is no way out from this world. So human life is the opportunity for our own evolution. And for this purpose, I'll show you a slide where we can say that we can divide the evolution process in 4 categories. We can say that there is a stone, there are plants, animals and birds, and human being. These are the 4 categories. So if we talk about the stone, what is the state of evolution? Stone has no consciousness at all. Although there is energy, there is prana, but it is vibrating at very negligible frequency. It seems to be immovable, jada. So we can say stone has no consciousness, and stone is unaware of external world as well as the inner world. When we talk about the plants, plants have consciousness because plants are conscious of external world, but they are not aware of the inner world because there is no development of thought capacity. The mind is still dormant, in dormant state. And you must have heard that if a tree becomes sick, it sends signals to other trees so that they can protect themselves from the sickness. So they are aware of the external world. They are aware of the season, when to drop the leaves, when to get the leaves again. So also, but they do not have the thought capacity. They can feel also. But animals and birds, they are conscious of external and partially conscious of the inner world. Because in the birds and animals, the mental zone is little more developed. But again, the intellect is not developed. But when we talk about the most evolved species, human being, human being is conscious of external and internal world both. Because there is fully developed mind, and human being is endowed with the capacity to think and to decide, which is called the intellect. But in other species, the intellect is absent. And that is why human being can choose what to do, what not to do. We all know what is good for us, but we don't practice it. Now, if we connect it further in many scriptures like Holy Bhagavatam, Padma Purana, etc., there is a complete description about 8.4 million species. They are known as yonis in Sanskrit. 84 lakh yoni means 8.4 million species through which a soul goes or passes through in each lifetime before it is perfected. So when a soul is born in this world, so we all go through this process of evolution. Like at some point we were stone, at some point we were trees or plants, then we became birds or animals, then we became the human being. How many births a soul has to pass through before becoming a human? It is said 8.4 million species. Now the question comes, whether we really went through 8.4 million births, but it should be understood that it is a revealed wisdom. We are not in a position to accept or refute the revelation with the help of worldly intelligence. We are just like a newborn infant who has no capacity to understand its existence before conception, at conception, gestation, birth, and postnatal period. Baby does not know anything. Only when he comes out of the womb and slowly he starts understanding the world. So we are just like that. In like manner, we do not have the consciousness to know and realize that we went through 8.4 million births. Our physical memory of past lives ceases at death and birth. It is RAM memory, RAM, RAM. But our ROM, ROM, that memory is nothing. Our soul retains the ROM memory in its subtle body, which we cannot access. The saints and sages, they have received revelations from the great souls or great supreme reality about these events. So human consciousness is several levels below the pure consciousness of God. Similarly, the consciousness of a worm or an insect is several levels below the human consciousness. Worm has no knowledge of our existence, but we ourselves do have this knowledge that whatever exists, we can see, we know about them. We are endowed with enough consciousness to think, and it cannot leap out of our ambit of understanding and intelligence. We are like the flightless winged bird which sees the eagle soar high into the sky. Our clipped consciousness cannot soar high enough to understand the mysteries behind our vision. So let me give you some idea that what are these 8.4 million species which are mentioned in the scripture. It is said in Padma Purana, Jalaja Navalakshani Sthavara Laksha Vinshati Kramayo Rudra Sankhyanam Pakshinam Dashalakshanam Trinshata Lakshani Pashavaha Chaturlakshani Manavaha. So if you look at these numbers in Sanskrit, it is put in this table. Water-based life forms, they are 9.9 million. Immobile plants and trees, there are categories like 2.0 million, 2 million. You can see. Reptiles are 1.1 million, birds 1 million, terrestrial animals 3 millions, and human, including human-like animals. Because even Gurudev used to say that before you declare that you are human being, first you tell that you are not animal. Because we still carry those impressions of our past animal or birds' lives, like anger, hatred, jealousy, being insecure, this fear, these are all animal qualities. So humans are like 4 lakhs means 0.4 million. So in total, it comes 8.4 million species. Now, the modern science is also coming very close, almost at this number, because day by day, the modern research has shown us. So they have identified the aquatics, the different plants, even undersea, there are many plants, fungus, which we did not know before. So however, it comes closer to 8.4 millions. And Sri Gurudev has mentioned in the book of Kriya Yoga. Similarly, he mentioned about inorganic births, 3 million, worms, 1 million, birds, 1.1 million, beasts, 2.4 million, human beings, 400,000 is 0.4 million. Same thing, 8.4 million. When we talk about the human consciousness and evolution, so through all these species, we are evolving. And what does it really mean? Evolution means it's the evolution of mind. The soul is there, our level of consciousness, which expands with each birth. So it is the development of mind. And second, when we develop the mind, we attain knowledge. And also we cultivate human values. So we become free from animalistic nature and we start developing human values like love, kindness, compassion, and so on. So these are the human values. So this is how the evolution process happens. Now, other species like animals and divine beings, because it is mentioned in the scriptures also that 3 yonis, 3 categories they say. One is Deva. Deva means divine beings who are very evolved species. Then in the middle, Manava, Manushya or Manav means human beings, and then animals at the lowest level. So this is how the evolution is taking place. But it is said that the animals and divine beings, they are bhoga yoni. They can enjoy the fruits of action, but they cannot perform action. They don't have this freedom. So they are known as bhoga yoni. They can just enjoy, but they cannot create karma to become free from their own state. But humans are the karma yoni, means human beings can perform conscious actions and spiritual practice for their liberation. And this is another reason that it is said human birth is a rare opportunity. Now, in Autobiography of a Yogi, Sri Gurudev's book of Kriya Yoga, both you can find this reference in the chapter which is Science of Kriya Yoga. It tells that in normal process of evolution, an average human being requires 1 million years of perfect manifestation of divinity, means for liberation. What does it mean? Even if a soul has acquired human body, still it has to continue to evolve. That's why there are 400,000 births in human categories. We see some people are not intelligent, some people are living at a very low level of consciousness. They're, by appearance, they seem to be a human being, but their behavior is like animal. So they are still in the process of development, in the process of evolution. So as in human beings also, many births we pass through, and in each lifetime we learn lessons to develop our human values, and then we manifest our divinity to fullest extent. It is just like the new moon starts growing and then it comes to full moon. So similarly, our consciousness is expressed or manifested to its fullest in each lifetime. We are evolving. The saints have found that if it were possible to live in good health without disease, then by solar and chemical energy, in 1 million years, humans would develop a brain capable of expressing cosmic consciousness and absorbing the entire knowledge of universe. It is said in the Vedas, Yat Pinde Tad Brahmande. Whatever exists in the external universe, everything is inside the spine. In the human body, the entire universe exists. That's why it is said microcosm and macrocosm are one. But through our spiritual practice, we start understanding and experiencing the universe within. The saints and sages also have learned that by some special method of evolutionary process, this process of continuous evolution can be accelerated by changing the brain cells through magnetization. We all have heard Sri Gurudev very often guiding meditation was telling, with the practice of Bhav and Mahamudra, our spine is magnetized. So the life force is transformed into all accomplishing radiant divine force. In Kriya Yoga practice, we have one of the simplest and quickest means of achieving the state of realization. It is truly an integral yoga which brings about the higher evolution of human beings in nature through the simultaneous development of body, mind, intellect, and soul. How does it happen? We all practice Kriya Pranayama, which is the main or most important practice in the Kriya. So you can see in Kriya Pranayam, I'll just tell you the principle. And this Kriya Pranayam is based on our breath. Breath is the simple tool, and Sri Gurudev always mentioned that be conscious of your breath, watch your breath, because if there is breath, there is life in the body. So breath is the foremost important aspect in our life. And any spiritual practice is possible only, or any action is possible only when there is breath in the body. So breath is the key. This breath is utilized in a very scientific way in most of the yoga practices. And then we go beyond breath. Similarly, in many organizations, in many paths also, they practice this conscious breath. Lord Buddha also practiced conscious breathing, a very special way. And through that, watching the breath, being conscious of breath continuously, the whole universe could be understood, and he attained enlightenment just by this simple method of watching the breath, which is also part of Kriya Yoga. And in Kriya Yoga, when we say that one cycle of Kriya Pranayama is giving us 1 year of spiritual evolution. So whatever we attain or whatever evolution or spiritual progress we get in 1 solar year, that means 12 months, just practicing 1 cycle of Kriya Pranayama, we can attain the same consciousness, or we can evolve to the same extent. How? So Shri Gurudev also has mentioned about this in the book Kriya Yoga with this diagram, that when we count from back of the bottom center, moving up in the ascending cycle from January to June, and then ascending from soul center to bottom center, which is July to December. So in one complete revolution, when we move our consciousness along the spine, we complete this one revolution, and it is completing 12 months, 1 year. Externally, Earth is moving around the sun, and it takes 12 months. Internally, symbolically, our prana is moving in the chakras, and it completes one rotation, one revolution, and it gives us equal to 1 year of spiritual evolution. I'll not go more into this detail, but this is just the principle. And what do? We use our breath. So during the Kriya practice, the breath does not actually circulate in the spine, but the increased life force prana derived from transmuted breath is mentally directed and by the willpower to rotate up and down the spine. And this magnetic pull of circulating current draws the bodily current away from the sensory nerves and organs. So first we become introvert, completely cut off from the external world, and then we go to this inner journey. The Kriya Yoga technique is the scientific and mathematical way of changing the material body consciousness into cosmic consciousness. The correct practice of one Kriya is equivalent to 1 year's progressive evolution. Every inhalation and exhalation in a systematic and regulated way, with the feeling of divine touch sensation and sound vibration, completes one Kriya. In the higher Kriyas, the advanced techniques, the evolution is very fast. So it is possible to attain the breathless and cosmic conscious stage in 1 or 2 Kriyas. This is what Paramahansa Yoganandaji has written. However, Shri Gurudev often said that life is an opportunity, and at the same time, he also quoted very often that opportunity must not be neglected, for it may never return. Why did he say? We don't know how long there will be breath in this body. We are sitting nicely here, listening to talk or looking at each other. What will happen next moment? There is no guarantee. That's why Gurudev said, one breath is one life. Every breath, there is evolution. So one breath is one life means in each breath we are born, and when we exhale, that life is gone. So he said, don't miss this opportunity. Human life, you got it. Now how to utilize, how to use? Are we making full, are we utilizing fully this opportunity by using it in good means, diverting our mind to the higher goal, or we are just wasting this life, wasting our breath in unnecessary activities? So Shri Gurudev said, opportunity must not be neglected, for it may never return. We never know whether it will come back or not. We don't know in the next life we will be human being or not. Although by logic, we can say that once you are human being, you will be human being, definitely. But we don't know in our previous births, if you believe, what mistakes did we commit? We don't know. What karmas we are still carrying in our accumulated backpack, sanchita karma, we don't know. So maybe we might come down in the process of evolution. We might lose this opportunity. So this present moment, this is the opportunity which we should not neglect. If life is an opportunity, we should make full use of it in a positive way for our own progress and evolution. We should not ignore it. Every breath is a new life. So we should live 100% in the present breath with awareness and perform our actions. Then we are evolving in each breath. But if we are not aware of our breath, then this is not giving us any progress. We are just developing our body. We are mentally, intellectually, we are progressing. But spiritual evolution comes when we start living a conscious life. With every breath, we become conscious. Some people think that if there is no guarantee to be a human being in next life, then why not enjoy this life in eating, drinking, and being married? But this is not the right way of thinking. We should do everything which is given to us. We should get married, we should get enjoyment, everything, but remember the highest goal of life simultaneously. Pursue that goal also, because this opportunity is a rare opportunity. Without conscious living, we cannot progress spiritually. It is said also by one of the scholars that opportunities are like sunrises. If you wait too long, you miss them. And it is said by William Arthur. So opportunities are like sunrises. Sun rises only once a day. An entire day, you can see the sun, but you cannot enjoy the beauty of that rising sun in the east. You have to wait for the next day. However, it is said that opportunity should not be neglected. I remember another beautiful quote, and Gurudev also mentioned it. It is from the Sanskrit scripture, which says, Gate shoko na kartavyah bhavishyam naiva chintaye vartamanena kalena pravartante vichakshanaha. For that which has gone, that is past. Gata shoka. Gata means that which has gone. One need not lament. Don't be sorrowful or sad about what has already gone. Bhavishyam naiva chintayet. Nor even be worried about the future. Vartamanena kalena pravartante vichakshana. The intelligent people always get involved in the present moment. So don't think about the past. Don't be worried about the future. You just remain in the present moment. That is the opportunity. As humans, we tend to spend a lot of time in the past or future. We spend too much time thinking about what was and what could have been. And we spend more and more time projecting into the future. That is the nature of mind. And wondering what may happen. So either we think what could have happened or we think what may happen. Both are living like in the womb or in the tomb. Means we are wasting our time. And what is at present, what is at our hand? The present moment. So the present moment is the only moment available to us. Past is already gone, future has not yet come. Only present moment is at the hand. And this is the door to all the moments. And this is the opportunity. We call life is an opportunity. Now, another meaning you say life as a whole, you can say entire life of human being, but life also you can say life force, which is nothing but breath. So every breath is an opportunity to grow. Are we using it or we are losing it? Let us think. Remember, yesterday is a history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is the gift, and that is why today is called present. Gift is also present, although in German it's a different word. However, the best way is to remain conscious of every breath. Then we will remain in the present moment, and we will understand that life is an opportunity. We can use it for our evolution, and we can use it for our liberation. It is said that if you don't use it, then you will lose it. So once one breath, if it is gone forever. It is permanent loss. We cannot get it back. So life is an opportunity. We should make the best use of it. Now we'll say how to use it. Remember, every breath we should live in God consciousness. Every moment we have to remember the basic principle of Kriya. Kri and Ya. Kri means all our activities and Ya means divinity. We forget it, but again and again we have to remind ourselves that this life is not an ordinary life. It is very important, very rare opportunity. And every moment when I am performing action, it is not me. Body is just medium, but who is the performer? Who is the doer? Shri Gurudev said, soul is the sole doer. Soul is the only performer. So any action we perform, it is not me, it is God. This is what is Kriya practice. When we start living in this present moment of just remembering God in every breath, also you don't need to focus on that. You just have that awareness, that consciousness, that's not me, it's all God. And as a Kriyavan, we can also practice conscious breath. Whenever we forget, let us remind that it's not my breath, it is breath of God. In that way only, when we live a conscious life, living in the present moment, then only we make the best use of this rare opportunity. Otherwise, we are wasting our life, we are wasting our time. If you look at Shri Gurudev, if you look at the life of Shri Guruji even, Shri Guruji also reminds us, and he says, I am living moment to moment. Means he's not losing even a single moment, and that's why he's always asking us that use every breath, every moment of your life in God consciousness. Perform all your worldly duties. You don't need to run away from that. But in the back of your mind, this remembrance has to be there. So life is an opportunity. We should make the best use of it. We are celebrating Shri Gurudev's 50th year coming to the West. Gurudev came to the West at much later age. At the age when 67, when people already get retirement in India and they think of living very comfortable life. And that was the second inning of his life. Shri Gurudev started traveling abroad, coming to the West, and then every year coming, staying here, initiating people. He gave entire life to us. All his knowledge, all his realization, all his experience, he just showered on us. He poured into us. And every moment of his life, he demonstrated to remain in higher conscious state. I remember when Sri Gurudev was in Raurkela ashram at the age of 87, I saw him, I met him, and during initiation, we had beautiful conversation. And at the same time, I saw him next day when I went to bow to him in his room. He was sick at that time, but lying down on the bed and folding his knees with the help of a scarf and pulling it towards his belly, and he was practicing Mahamudra. That was the example he gave, that even if he was sick, he was not leaving his practice. And all the time I had seen Sri Gurudev not talking about anything worldly, but he's all the time talking about God, God, God. And that's what he was always telling. Love, God, these are all the attributes to divinity. So Gurudev, Sri Gurudev, Sri Guruji, they are all using their life, not only remaining in higher conscious state, but they are also spending their life, giving their life for the benefit of the society. That is the best use of this opportunity. So do good, be good, practice well. Every breath is a new life. In every breath, we are evolving. Sometimes the students ask that I have been practicing Kriya Yoga for some time, but I don't feel any progress. I don't see that I'm moving forward. So let me assure all of you, whether you know or you are not aware of that, but in every breath, you are progressing. Every breath is evolution. And because Kriya, in the beginning, you see, when you start practicing Kriya techniques, you will see the visible changes, physical changes, your appearance changes. You can feel very well your emotions and your nature, your behavior, your actions, they're also changed, improving. You are becoming better and better person. But as you continue your practice, Kriya transforms you at the subtle and causal level, which is not visible to you. And that is where you get worried that I don't think anything is happening. But let me assure you that your practice is constantly giving you spiritual progress, evolution. So never forget, life is an opportunity. Don't miss it. And life means here breath. Breath is the opportunity. One breath gone is gone forever. It is the permanent loss. So let every breath, every action be dedicated to divine, while performing all our worldly activities, our duties, and fulfilling the responsibilities as per our own stage of life given to us by God. Let us not forget. The moment we forget, that is ignorance. Forgetfulness is the ignorance, and remembrance of God, remembrance of our purpose of life is divinity. I'm happy to share some thoughts with all of you today on this occasion. This year we are celebrating Gurudev's 50th year coming to West, and we are contemplating on his teachings. Many more teachings we will discuss in coming time, and this celebration will continue until June 2024. And it's not only the limit. Every day is celebration. Every day is an opportunity. I'm praying to God, I'm praying to all the masters, and especially Shri Gurudev, Shri Guruji, to give us inner strength, to give us more discipline. Sometimes we lack that. To give us more love, to become a good human being, a perfect human being, and to attain liberation in this lifetime. Let us pray together for everyone and the entire creation. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May all become happy and healthy, loving, noble and generous. May there be no suffering, no sorrow. May there be more love, peace, and harmony among us and in this entire creation. May the blessings of God and the Masters be upon us all and everywhere. Om. Amen. I humbly bow to living presence of God in each one of you. Thank you all. Have a good day. Meditate nicely. Use this opportunity. Jai Guru.